Niggas always claim to say blood ain't from the hood. Hell no. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on, always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had a little homies press they ass, straight up tattoos. Had your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a down. I was raised in the nigga with the braid, took a 2-man fade. I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right. But I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh, you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was gang banging when it wasn't fun. Homie doing life right now, cause we don't. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So what? You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to say blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. And that goes for these hoes too. Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little dot dot. Heard you get a homie head in the trap spot. Gotta go away in the stash spot. Boy, you're not real, like a Sasquatch. Boy, I'm so high, I'm seeing astronauts. Boy, I ball hard, I need a mascot. Oh, and Swahili, I'm a down move. My little cousin making power. My nigga Uzi, he from Fadoos. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks, banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So what? You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to say blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch your fade, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Frogs. You ain't from the hood.
What's up with it, chat, and everybody that's going on in the building? What's up with it now? This YouTube, this video or this show right here is about black fathers. And when I say black fathers, I'm mainly talking about me, a black father, right? Now, I had a situation this weekend, right? And I pretty much discussed it with YouTube, right? And I was supposed to get my son for the weekend to start, the transfer of him coming over, So I've been, trying to save up a little money, but I also have to pay rent, right? So I came to the realization, like, I had to postpone me bringing my son over here and starting, the relationship with my son again, right? Because I didn't, raise enough money, right? Or I didn't get enough money to even take him nowhere, right? Now I gotta ask myself, right? Am I a good father? Right? Do I put YouTube before my son? Or do I put YouTube before my kids, right? Is that being a good father? Like chasing your dream, you know what I'm saying? Putting your kids on the back burner, trying to chase this comedy, and putting my kids on the back burner is that am I a good father? I got all the good intentions and I thought I was working hard and saving up and, what I'm saying, all that, but evidently it's not working, right? So I got to ask myself, am I a good father? Am I putting other things in front of my kids, right? Because to tell the truth, I took better care of my kids when I was selling drugs, right? I was able to spend time with my kids. I had free time. I was able to spend money on them, take them to the movies, buy them clothes. I had plenty of time for my kids, and that's a damn shame. And I thought to myself, right, because I know a lot of black men in the community that take care of their kids by actually selling drugs, right? They sell drugs and take care of their kids. So I'm thinking to myself, it's like, in certain scenarios, is it a bad thing to sell drugs if black men out there taking care of their kids, if that's the only route they got to take care of their kids because society won't allow them, the necessary things, you know what I'm saying, or necessary finance or the necessary opportunities to take care of their kids, right? Me, right? I said, okay, comedy, right? I'm a comedian, like this weekend, right? I went out to Phoenix, made me a little money, done a little show, sold me a little merchandise and stuff like that. But reality is, when I come home, all that shit got to go on rent. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm stuck. Let me give you a case and scenario, right? I'm gonna give you a case scenario, right? Let's say my let's say all my bills, and we're gonna give it a lowball figure. All my bills come up to $1,500. We're gonna give it a lowball figure of $1,500 a month, right? That includes my car note, that includes gas, that includes food, that includes rent, that includes cable, that includes phone, that includes everything, right? Let's say $1,500, and we know that ain't shit, right? $1,500 in LA ain't shit, right? $1,500. Okay. Now, right, as a man, right, let's see this, right? I'm tired of like I don't want to keep putting this out, but I had a couple of talks like Time and a couple of other people because I got situations, right, where I necessarily don't talk about on YouTube because you got people watching, you don't want everybody in your business like that, you know what I'm saying? But I got personal things in my life you just can't talk about YouTube, and only money can solve them, right? But look, let me before I go into the video about black fathers, right? Let me give you a little hint on what I'm talking about, right? Let me see what I'm talking about. Show you what I'm talking about. Right, we're gonna do analytics, right? Right, last 7 days, right? Last 7 days, right? I made $163. Let's say I make, $1,000 a month, right, on YouTube, right? That's let's say I make $1,000 a month on super chats, right? Well, that'll be love, right? And let's say I make $500 on donations, right? As far as people send me money through Cash App and stuff like that, I would just be breaking even. Where's the money for my kids? Where's the money to take my son out? Where's the money to buy him school clothes? So I asked myself, right, if I have an avenue to make money as far as going out there and doing stand-up comedy and stuff like that, but I'm spending money on YouTube, right? Am I really being a good father? Because let's look at the video. Look at the money I get off a video, right? Is Joe Biden taking over where Al Gore left off? I made $10 on that video. So other words, I made $10 a day, right? $10 on that video, right? So we're gonna go to the next video, right? I made 52 on this one, right? That's only because somebody donated $50, and people don't know YouTube take 30%, right? So I actually made it probably about $60 on that video, right? Next video, $20, right? $20. This is 166, right? The next video I made $9, right? The next video I made $13, right? And the only reason I made 163 is because I got a $50 donation from Demon, right? Demon 212, right? And I got a $50 donation from Becca Gillard. Other than that, all week, and I've been asking people after to take care of my son and extra donation, I made $63, right? And I can't say PayPal is paying, right? Because PayPal is even worse than that. That's last week. I got 3 donations last week. I mean, there's nothing. This is 3 donations last week, right? And this is this week, right? This week I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 donations, and I got 2 on PayPal. So I got 7 donations this week, which add up to about $86. Right? So there's no way I'm making $1,500 a month on YouTube to even cover the bills, right? It even cover half my bills. So I got to ask myself, right? Am I being a good father? If my baby mother been patient with me all this time, and I've been telling her, hold on, like, things gonna change, my YouTube channel gonna come back. Hopefully people get more consistent with donations, stuff like that. Just hold on, it's working, right? Because she has other kids she gotta take care of. And I keep on saying to myself, like, chasing a dream, far as hoping my YouTube, you know what I'm saying, something gonna happen on YouTube where people wake up or something happen where I can get some more donations so I can be able to do something else, right? Right? So I'm asking myself, right, am I a good father? And it's eating me up because I feel to share something personal I don't tell nobody, right? It's my son calls somebody else daddy. Do anybody know how deeply that would hurt? If I mean, and you can't be mad. You can't say that because I've been to prison. You know what I'm saying? I was out of his life. You know what I'm saying? I've done things in my life that not put myself in his life. You know what I'm saying? So I can't blame him. He was there paying the rent, putting the clothes on. He was doing all the fatherly things, right? He there with his mother, you know. But at a certain time, my son is 15. I got to take care of my son. And now was the time, right? I got 3 years the transfer my son into a man, right? Because if I don't put him in the right situations with the system we living in right now, this democratic and this liberal system, right? I don't want my son to grow up and be no janitor. I don't want my son to grow up and be with none of this liberal shit. I don't want my son to grow up and be a victim. I don't know. I want to be able to know what my son is learning. I want to be able to install things in my son. I want to be able to make sure my son is getting the proper education. I can't do all of that if I ain't got my son, right? And you can be all the good fathers you want, but if you only making $10 a $10 a day, that shit ain't gonna work, right? Now we finna get into right. We finna get into the history, right? Of I just put a little content together because it goes with what I want to talk about, right? And how the black community is fucked up, and I can't allow. Like I fucked up once with my oldest child. I can't allow that shit again. The fuck up twice, right? And allow my youngest son, you know what I'm saying, not to go through the same footsteps of me or my other son, but fall through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? Not give him the best opportunity to succeed, right? So let me get into this right quick. Let me get into, and most of this is Barack Obama. Let me get into this right quick so you can understand what I mean by being a black man, right? And it's like I say, I told Tom today, right? I mean, YouTube is fun, right? And I love it because I feel like I'm educating people and I'm educating myself, right? I feel like I'm helping people out, you know what I'm saying, through their day with smiles and laughs and shit like that. But if you only got 10 people donating, you know what I'm saying, a month, and, you know, and Super Chat, you got about 5 people donating a month, you got another 6 people donating on PayPal, like, and you got a couple of people send money through the mail, and like, how can you survive? Like, how can I survive? It's getting to the point, like, you know, it's like, it's like, damn, taking care of my kid. Like, how can I survive? Like, I either got to cut this out and come back to it later, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not consistent. Whenever I have these speeches, I get a big lump sum money. Money come through. Somebody said money. Then the next week, 2 days later, nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? It's not no $2 here, $1 here. It's like nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? It's back to the basics again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, should I put the energy in for $10 a day? I mean, you gotta, you can't be mad. Like, who would do something for $10 a day, right? Like, or $50, like $50 a day. If we break it down, I made $1,500 off of YouTube a day because I make a video a day, right? If I made $1,500 a month, that would be $50 a day. $50 and that's given, and that's the highball figure. So we know it's way under that. How can I be a good father and I'm making $50 a day? That's impossible.
Well, in 1960, which would be almost 100 years after the end of slavery, 22% of black kids grew up in homes with only one parent.
22%. I mean, that's a low percentage compared to the percentage we got right now, right? Now, even though my son is in a 2-parent home, I can't trust that the dude is doing the best for my son as I would do, because he got 6 other kids by my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be damned if he gonna put his kids my kids before his kids. I mean, I'm just making an assumption, and I don't say he treated my kid unfair, but my kid is not gonna get the best, you know what I'm saying, out of a man, you know what I'm saying, if he doesn't have nobody who's going to install it any. So it's my job to install it any, and I got 3 years, and I see my son, right? My son don't have no personality, right? He has no character, right? I mean, and I can see by the way he's growing, and it's up to me to build his character and build his confidence and all that for these last 3 years. If I don't, I'm the failure, because I know it's happening and I see it's happening, right? And if I don't do nothing about it, right, it's my fault. So I got to step up and do something. I got to go out and do some comedy. I got to go out and hit some club. I got to go and get my own club, but I can't be spending all day on the video. And I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be a good video right here. Oh, I know some people gonna love this video. They're gonna send me a couple of dollars on this one. Nope. Oh, people gonna love this LBG thing. Nope. Oh, people gonna love this Ukraine video. Nope. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, people gonna like every video. I think, okay, people it's gonna hit. People gonna love it. Nope. I do a live. People gonna. Nope. I do a game show. I'm finna go on the street, ask questions. Nope. I'm finna go and give away shirts and nope. It's like everything I do, like I try everything and nothing succeed, right? So am I a failure? Like am I a failure at YouTube? Am I a failure at YouTube and being a father? Like which one is it? Because I can't be successful at both if I'm not getting nothing out of both. If I'm not doing nothing for my kid, and I'm not being financially successful where I can do something for my kid on YouTube, am I a failure at both? Which one should I concentrate more on? Which one would you? I mean, I thought one would take care of the other. You put in the work on this, and that would take care of that. Because this is more like a job than it is a comedy show. This is what I consider a job. I consider this work. I get up, you know what I'm saying? I put in hours of work. I take away time. I treat this like a job, right? And I put in overtime. But you can't put in overtime for $10 and $50 a day. That's less than immigrants make. An immigrant can come over here and make more money than that. Think about this. An immigrant can come over here and sell for motherfucking tacos and make more money than me than I make on YouTube. Huh? I'm thinking this information that I'm getting out is the shit. Like, I'm doing this shit. I'm tearing a liberal's ass up. I'm boosting up conservatism. I'm being a kind of a symbolism of what a black nigga, somebody from the hood can turn their life around. Like, okay, but this is it. You know what I'm saying? When I bring my son here, he's gonna be proud of the man I am, right? He's gonna be proud of me. I can't bring him to this shit. I can't promise him nothing, and I'm bringing an extra mouth in this food. We're not gonna give him the other $25 a day. I get $25 a day, and you get $25 a day. We're not gonna give him out of that. I don't know how we're gonna eat. I don't know how we're gonna get no clothes, but I'm going YouTube all day and do all these videos and lives and skits and run the street and wasting gas and giving away shit, right? And I'll make $50 a day, and I'll give you $25 and me $25. My son will look at me like I'm fucking crazy at 15 years old.
Just 22%.
Yes.
4 out of 5 were in homes with both parents.
Yes.
It was President Barack Obama who said, "We all know these statistics, that children who grow up without a father are 5 times more likely to live in poverty and commit crime."
Right? Now, with society and the situation it is right now, right? I always think to myself, I'm strong, but I know for a fact my son is not strong as me. As independent as I was at 15 to 16, or as I was when I was 18, he's not going to be that independent, right? And that's only facts, right? I was raised in the street. He wasn't raised in the street. He was nurtured, right? So if with the way the situation is going right now, and these Democrats and liberals is trying to preach to people to stay broke and join unions and don't succeed and don't be a thinker and don't be independent and be satisfied with what you get, right? I don't want my son getting trapped into poverty, right? And I don't want my son out there committing crimes, right? I don't want him to get money, you know, or to make a living or something like that. I don't want him doing that, right? My son is 15. I'm pretty sure it's lots of parents who had kids who was 15 and was in the same situation I was in, right? With my and the same characteristics my son got, right? At 18, he wasn't the same person. Different friends, different environment, shit like that, drugs, pills, gangs, whatever it may be. There's plenty of kids that fell victim to violence and crime and stuff like that, if not that, poverty, right? We are destined, some black people are destined for poverty, right? I know, right? I mean, I don't try to get rich off these videos, right? But I shouldn't be poor. I shouldn't be having to go out and do comedy, right? I shouldn't have to be going out and do a comedy just to pay. Who pays for YouTube? I'm paying to do YouTube videos when people pay to see me. Like, what the fuck? Like, I go to a club, people pay to see me. I take that money and come back and invest all my time to do YouTube videos for $10 a day. Right? What kind of father would I'm just thinking to myself, what kind of father would I be? If I was to bring my son up here, I got to postpone. Hey, I get him next week. We're going to start this next week. I got to go out and I got to sell some shows. I got to do some comedy, but I got to make some money some type of way. So my son come over here, I can have a bed for him. I can have somewhere for him to sleep because of my situation. This shit was throwing me, right? I can have extra food in the refrigerator for him. I can probably have a video game or something where he can be occupied, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing my video or whatever the fuck I'm doing. You know, I can give him something, right? I can give him a pair of tennis shoes or buy him some clothes that he's not going to. I can do all of that, right? But I can't bring him over here and I don't have nothing, can't do nothing, can't take you nowhere, and we both in this motherfucker looking dumb. Can't do it. So now I got to postpone, right? Now I got to postpone trying to be a good father because I thought, right? People was going like, okay, this nigga trying to be a good father. He blessed me with videos. I'm finna bless him with $1. It's not going to happen. So how can I be a good father? I can't.
But if we're honest with ourselves, we'll admit that too many fathers are also missing.
Right? I'm missing. Right? I'm missing my son's life. Barack Obama ain't listen, and it's not like, right, I'm playing victim. I can't be a victim. It's my fault I'm missing out of my son's life. It's not the government fault, right? It's not my son's fault. It's not my baby mama fault. It's my fault. No one's stopping me from being in my son's life but me. Chasing a fucking dream. That at first, when the dream first happened, I was allowed to. I mean, when I first got on YouTube, I mean, and if somebody found out I was buying something for my son, they was flooding the PayPal with money. Take care of your kid here. Do this. Go video game. Go that. Right? They was flooding. So I stayed up and I done video. I'm showing my creation video. You know, you take care of me, I take care of you. Video. Right? When the Alphabet Boys got me after the date and they took my page, everything left. Everything gone. Struggling. Living. Oh, I'm gonna make it back. Oh, they're gonna come back. Oh, the video's gonna get shared. The videos, my people gonna come back. I'm finna get my subs back. No, you're shadow banned because we don't want that information getting out, and you better not put no more videos like that up. Okay. Well, now I gotta try to do something else. I'm shadow banned. I gotta accept that. Right? But can I let that get in the way of me being a good father? Like Barack Obama said, I'm missing out of my son's life, and it's nobody's fault but mine. And the cold thing about it, I'm man enough to accept it. Like I be telling people this name, oh, don't try to blame. It's not. Yes, it is my fault. Don't try to say it's not my fault. Don't try to butter me up and say it's not your fault. Or no, it's my fucking fault. Nobody else's. Black Rosebud, Lionel Harris. It's my fault I'm not in my son's life. Nothing's fucking stopping me but money. Nothing.
30 years later, after the liberal welfare state, that number had more than tripled.
Look at time, right? Let me put time up here, right? Time, I can't say enough about time. Time, if it wasn't for time do a lot of stuff, right? Time know the personship because me and Time had a talk for them an hour today. You know what I'm saying? Me and Time had a long fucking talk for an hour today. So Time know the personal side of this shit, what's really going on, right? Time know what's really going on. And he understands. That's why Tom donate, right? But like I told Tom was one of the people that was trying to give me advice. It's like, no, Black. I'm like, no, Tom, it's my fucking fault, Tom. You know what I'm saying? He like, well, you know, and Tom understands. That's why Tom donate. He like the channel. You know, it's a couple of people that love the channel, and you can see their names in the super chat all the time. Donate. They love the channel. They want to see the content. If I had 20 more people that love the channel like they did and donate once a month, I can keep the channel and take care of my kid. Because that'd be what a $500 extra dollars, you know, something like that for a couple of people donating $5-10. I can take care of my son. But because of that, and because I'm only making $186 and $500 a month, $1,000 a month, I can't do that. Right? People don't even see. I can't even buy another new background. I can't even buy a new background because I'm barely making ends meet. Right? And like I say, I can go to I can go to shows like I just done in Phoenix. They want me to come back in Phoenix. They want me to come here and shit like that, right? But am I like chasing the dream on YouTube and letting all my other dreams go to waste? Thinking, okay, well, when I do YouTube, I can use the finance off YouTube to open up different avenues, do live shows, do other skits, because ultimately I got to come back to YouTube. But I mean, I want to do YouTube, and I have to do YouTube because I'm a comedian. Right, but I have nobody. I don't have nobody like you go to other people financing, doing commercials and shit, and they got to do. Oh, this show is sponsored by such and such and such, and get your shit from such and such and such, and people paying it. I had them offers, but I don't want to put that on here. I want to give information, comedy, right, and make people laugh, and do that, right, and get off and work on. I don't want to be doing no business. I can't do it because it's only one of me, right. So when people say, are you missing out of your kid's life? Yes, I'm missing out of my kid's life.
Too many fathers are MIA.
9 times more likely to drop out of school.
And so I said, well,
right? Who to say my son is not going to drop out of school, right? Who to say my son is ain't going to be influenced by outside experiences, outside influences because I'm not there to influence him, right? He got 6 other kids in the house that's younger than him. He's 15. He's the only one that don't have the same father and mother. I only can imagine this. I'm not saying he's being mistreated, but I only can imagine what he's not being given as far as love, affection, knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He probably got security, but other than that, what else is he getting? If my son, what's up? Thank you, Slaphead. If my son failed, it's my fucking fault. Trying to chase a dream.
So I said, well, let us compare. If we can speculate on how much that 22% was due to the legacy of slavery, but we know that tripling was not due to the legacy of slavery.
Right? And this is just how the Democrats want it. They don't want a man in his son's life. They don't want that. They want to destroy the nuclear family. The worst thing for a Democrat or a liberal, right, is for me to be in my son's life. Because I want to teach my son he's a man. I'm going to teach my son he can't get pregnant. I'm going to teach my son he's not a victim. I'm going to teach my son, yes, you can. I'm going to teach my son America's great. I'm going to teach my son the history, right? I'm going to teach my son about black heroes. I'm going to give him the lessons that I didn't get in high school or I didn't get in grade school. And that is the most deadly thing for these liberals, for these Democrats. They don't want black men in the house. They don't want alpha men. They don't want strong black men in the house. They don't want men they want men that's effeminate. They want men to act like women. They want men to be sensitive, right? They don't want men that are hardcore strong and this alpha males, confident males, not arrogant, but cocky, right? They don't want them type of males. And the only way you're going to have them type of males, if you have a man, teach a man. You can't have society raise these kids. You can't have your kids go to no liberal ass university or college and learn liberal ass ways and there's nothing you can, because you got to understand, if you don't influence your kids, they're going to influence your kids. They teach your kids how to hate you. They teach your kids they don't need you. They don't need you. I don't want my kid to think he don't need me. I don't want my kid to think I'm not there, right? Because if I do, they winning. If my son become uneducated, be a drug addict, right? Be going back and forth to prison, right? They win. If my son work for a union, he a bus driver, deliver mail, working in a factory, they win. If I educate my son to own his business, if I educate my son, hey, you might want to hop into politics. If I groom my son, you know what I'm saying, to be a basketball star or a football star, that's what they don't want, because they don't want him to be successful, because that takes away from them. The worst thing for a white liberal, is an educated black man. Look how the Democrats treat the black man. Lock him up in prison for millions of years. Don't give him no education, right? Put him in the worst conditions. Allow them to act like animals and kill each other. Allow them to sell each other drugs. Allow each other to be on drugs. Allow each other to beat, rob, rape each other, and get the fuck out. Right? We are living in the worst conditions, right? When you a Democrat, or are you living in these liberal ass cities, you living in the worst fucking conditions. I'm raising my son in the worst condition. Like, what if my son is walking down the street and they mistake him for somebody else? Right? Because he's not in a position to live in the best neighborhoods without being judged or without being automatically saying you from a gang or something and get shot or robbed or anything like that. I'm trying to get my son out of that situation, because it just don't stop when he's 18, 19, 20, 21. I mean, lots of them, I mean, they still young at 19, 20, 21. I still got to groom my son from right now. From now, for then. It's either me or these motherfucking streets. Right? So how can I be a good father? Am I a good father if I keep on neglecting my son? And I'm not neglecting him because I'm just a deadbeat ass father. I'm neglecting him because I'm steady trying to make a living where I can take care. But it's like this. I can go out there and get a job. But if I do get a job, everything I work for in my comedy is over, because there's no way I can do 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, and come home and do, because some of these videos take 10 hours, and do 10 hours a day on video. There's no, and then still have any time for my kid. Any time to take him to school, to cook for him, to clean for him, to help him with his homework. If I had a job, I would have no time for my kid, because whatever job I have, I don't have the experience. I don't have the work background to go and get no job where I can live right. Every job I go, any job I get, I'm gonna start at the bottom of the barrel as some slave ass, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So me, I built something as far as comedy where I can take care of myself, right? And I can do comedy, you know what I'm saying? I can provide for myself, right? And I can have the free time to do this. And when I was doing, even when I was doing comedy clubs and just doing regular comedy, I still had enough free time to take care of my son because I was making enough money just doing stand-up comedy. Now I'm doing YouTube, and I can't even take care of my kid. I can't even spend time with him. Think about it. This has to be hilarious. Think about it, right? I was spending more time with my son when I was fucking up. Now I'm trying to chase a dream, right? And I'm fucking up. It's gonna come eventually, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, how much harder do I gotta work to make this dream come through? Because I've been busting my ass for years. You know what I'm saying? For years, I've been busting my ass. Like, and I know it takes time. And I know you're gonna reach struggles, and you're gonna reach, and you're gonna reach setbacks and all that. I know that. I know that. And I was prepared for all of this, but I wasn't prepared to like be doing videos all day for $10. I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't. Who prepared for that? Like, if I the thing said I done about 3-4 videos, right? It said I got about 7,400 views, right? Out of 7,400 views, I made $163 on $163. It gotta be a better life than that. Some motherfuckers make more than that working at Taco Bell, right? In a day. I made in a week. Let me get back into this, right? Let's get back into this.
And 20 times more likely to end up in prison.
Too many fathers are AWOL.
It was due to the legacy of a whole different set of policies.
Right? Now, a little bit about my oldest son, right? And why I I was trying to groom my oldest son, right? My oldest son is going through the same thing I'm going through. And he just had a major falling out with his mother, or my baby mama, right? And now I'm in a situation where I can't help him. I mean, he can help himself because he's grown, he got a job and things like that, you know what I'm saying? But as far as what I need to do, I'm not able to do that for him, right? And it's financial too, right? But I want to do certain things for him, but I can't. And right now he's in a situation. And what I tell this, how the system is so fucked up, is the system allowed my baby mama to dictate the relationship with me and my son, right? I can see him when she wanted me to. She can go places without telling me, you know what I'm saying, and taking out my life, and just lots of different things that she could do, right? And the system never allowed me to be a man, right? And that's what's fucked up about the system, because the system caters to the woman when in the black community, so the black man have no say so, right? I'm fortunate to have a baby mother that's going to give me the opportunity to take care of my son. I never had that with the first son, right? She was playing all these games, but the thing is, I'm glad my son now see what I was talking about all these years. And people think I be telling jokes and I'm just joking about my baby mama and shit. Like, I don't put her business out there, but she's a fucked up individual, right? And now my son probably don't like her more than I don't know. Look, it's to the point, I don't know who hate my baby mama more, me or him. You feel me? And that's how bad it got. I don't know who dislike her more, me or him. Because you'd have heard the conversation on the phone I had with him today, you'd have been like, damn, I It's almost a competition on who hate him more now. It's just the things that happen, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want my other son in that situation or even developing that emotion with his mother. Because it can happen, right? And it's not my son's fault. You know what I'm saying? I kind of, it's my baby mama's fault. But if I was there, I knew I could have, I could have nurtured him and he would have became a different man, right? But my son is grown and my baby mama is grown and they go half on the rent, right? And you got to think, my baby mama still think she's young, so you can only imagine, you know what I'm saying, the things that the conversations and situations, shit like that, because she still thinks she's young. She 42 going on 21, right? Still young, go to clubs, and it's a lot that goes into that, right? But I'm glad my son finally realizing, right, that he has to be a father and cut his mother loose. And I'm telling her, okay, your mother got to understand you're a father now. You have a son, right? And hopefully you can learn from my mistakes, right? So the best thing I'm doing to my oldest son right now is I'm giving him the game, you know what I'm saying, about how to become independent and how to be an independent man. Because this is his first time. He leaving his mother alone. And I'm glad that he was better off than me because he's making money driving trucks. It's not like he had to kiss nobody's ass, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So he's not going to suffer the same fate I suffered when his mother took him away from me. You know, they just going through their little thing, but he had to realize that he's a father now, and you got to make decisions based on what's best for your son. You can't make decisions what's best for you or your baby mother or your mama. You got to make decisions what's based on your son. Right? Just like me, I got to make decisions that's based on my son, what's best for my son. Right? And everybody that's human or anybody got kids know, right? Or anybody pay rent know, if you can't get nothing consistent, right? If you can't depend on anything consistent, right? What more? It's one of the worst things or worst feelings in the world because you don't know how. Like it's like this, right? You got to worry about, damn, how I'm gonna pay rent next month. I shouldn't have to worry about that. Like, damn, I got this much money. Like, how I'm gonna pay rent next month? Because everybody should, like Tom said, I forgot what Tom was talking about, right? But he was saying something, right? And I was telling Tom, this is my job. It would be impossible for me to do anything else and do YouTube videos. If I go get a job, if I do anything, if I go do stand-up comedy, right? And I concentrate on stand-up comedy like I concentrated on before, and I make money off stand-up comedy, I have to let the YouTube go. I got to write jokes. I got to prepare. You know, I got to go to clubs. You know, it's certain things that I got to do. I got to do house parties. It's impossible for me to do all of that old stuff, right? And then come up in here and do hours of YouTube because you see the finished product. You don't see the looking for the videos or the editing the videos or the rearranging the video. You don't see all that just put up into it. You see the final hour or the final 30 minutes or 40 minutes or you see the final cuts. You don't see all that shit that I have to do. Nobody find these videos. You don't see that shit. I cannot, and I told people, I cannot do the research I need necessary to do that and still have a career. So it's either one or the other. I can do YouTube. It's easy. I can do YouTube and do comedy because I don't have to promote as much, right? But if I gotta make a living and I gotta I gotta live and eat off of doing stand-up comedy, then I gotta promote. But if I'm making money on YouTube like I was, all I gotta do is show up. I don't have to go out there and promote. I don't have to go out there, hey, I'm a comedian. You know what I'm saying? If you want me, hire me. I don't have to do that. I can stay at home and do YouTube. Somebody hire me, they hire me. Somebody don't, they don't. Fuck it. But if I go out and do YouTube, I gotta lease clubs. I gotta make sure I gotta get comedians. It's so much shit put up in. I don't mind doing it, and the shit is fun. But I gotta be in the street more. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take more risks, more chance with my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still in the reality that I'm an ex-gang member. I'm still in a reality that the neighborhood I'm from done other neighborhoods wrong. I still, in the reality that I've been to prison and people probably don't understand that I changed. You know what I'm saying? I still got to understand that I've done wrong to certain people that they're not going to get over. I still have to understand that. And the only way to stay away from that is to stay my ass in the house, go to work, or move the fuck out the state. And I can't move up the fuck out the state right now because people are like, hey, you ought to move. With what? What the fuck am I gonna move with? My looks? My jokes? You think I can just pop up somewhere? Hey man, I want to move here. I don't have no money, but I got a lot of fucking jokes. Huh? I'm gonna move to South Carolina. I'm gonna move to down south, but I ain't got no money, but I got a whole lot of fucking jokes. How you gonna pay this rent? With my jokes? Hey man, you got a grocery cart full of food. How you gonna pay for it? With these jokes? I would love to move, but what the fuck I gonna move with? What? Look. I don't mean to talk about nobody else's show, but go to another comedian show, right, and see what they talk about and see the clips they get up, right? Some of them just get on there and talk. They don't show no clip. They don't show no evidence. They don't give the entertainment value. Some of them just get up there and talk. Show you a 2-minute clip and talk for 15 minutes. Hey, man, no jokes, just opinions. They probably crack a little something here and there, but you don't get no entertainment value out of that shit. Look at that page. Thousands, millions. You're like, what the fuck? I'd be like, I'm not jealous, but I'm like, how? How can they get a little support like this? And my videos are killing their videos. Destroying their videos on content. I mean, if I was to watch sometimes I don't get a chance to enjoy my video, but sometimes when I watch my video, when they show live, I'm like, damn, that shit was funny. I don't get a chance to watch the lives over, but some of the skits I get a chance to watch and be in the chat. But any skit I do, right, that's the only thing I get a chance to watch. Live, I don't get a chance to watch live because as soon as I probably ain't gonna do it right now because I gotta go do some shows. But as soon as I cut the live off, I'm on making the next video. I don't get a chance to rewind it and see what's funny and none of that shit. I'm on to the next skit because I know I'm not going to be able to get the information, put all that shit together and all that shit until the next day. That's why sometimes when I do live shows, I got to postpone it because I'm still getting information. That shit take like hours. Right? You see some of these motherfuckers, YouTubers, right? And look, if that would be the easiest thing in the world for me to just put a news clip up and talk about for 15 minutes. That would be the easiest shit in the world. But what value would you get out of that? All you would get is a video, in my opinion. It could be wrong or it could be right. Like, I'll take Officer Tatum. I like his show. I watch it sometimes. But some opinions he gives, some of them wrong or some of them right. Right? But all he do is show you a video and give his perception on it. His viewpoint, his opinion. I don't give opinions. I give facts. You don't see my show is not based on no opinions. My show is based on facts. So you go show my videos to somebody and you try to prove a point, they're gonna see the facts. They're not gonna see no opinion where they can argue about it or debate it. Oh man, he just talking. No, this is what Joe Biden said. This is what Barack Obama said. This is what happened in Ukraine. This is what Hillary Clinton done. This is what the FBI. No, I'm not going to give you no hearsay, no news. No, that's why I don't do news clip because everybody does it. If I can't get no history on it, if I can't make no clip out of it, if I can't get no storyline of it, I'm not going to do the story. That's why when they were like, hey, you should do the lady that was twerking. All the other channels done the lady that was twerking. And all of them talk about the same thing. Oh, look at her twerking. It ain't no backstory behind it. A lady twerking, that's not no big deal to me. It was funny as fuck. And it was stupid as shit. And I make a short clip of it, but it's not, I'm not going to hold no live or no whole video about a woman turning upside down and twerking. Now, she got some other shit to go with it. And I could have found some other videos to go with it. Of course, that would have been the main topic. But I'm not going to make no video like that because What facts are behind it? What value is it behind it? I'm just on there talking about a lady that's twerking and putting my 2 cents in. I don't do that. Lots of other channels do that. They good at doing that shit, but they don't give you no facts. They give you opinions. Right? You take their show, okay, like some George Floyd shit, right? You take any video about George Floyd and you give it to their video and give it to somebody. They're just gonna show their opinion. You take my video and show it to somebody, I'm gonna give you the facts. What he was on, what he swallowed, right? His background, what he went to jail for, his history. I'm gonna give you all that. And I'm gonna show you the clips to prove it. They don't do that on other channels. But in order to be a good father, you gotta have some money. There ain't no broke good fathers out there. There ain't no fucking such thing as a broke good father. Huh? You can spend all the time with your motherfucking kid, but you can't put them in the right positions to succeed. It's gonna be a failure. I know plenty of good kids in the neighborhood turn 18, 19 years old. They didn't turn gangs, but they turned suckers. They became tricks. They became they got taken advantage of by women. Some turned into eventual crackheads. No guidance. Women turn into whores. No guidance by the father. All right, let's get back into the welfare system of this part.
In 1985, the Los Angeles Times asked both the poor and the non-poor whether poor women often have children to get additional benefits. Most of the non-poor respondents said no. However, 64% of poor respondents said yes.
And why is that important? Right? Because some women, and I ain't gonna use my baby mama, right? But some women only have babies for the benefits. They don't give a shit about raising no kid. They don't give a shit about if it's a boy or if it's a girl. They don't give a fuck if the kid grow up gang banging. They don't care if the kid grew up a whore. They don't care if the kid is out all night gang banging and selling drugs. They don't care if the kid is carrying a gun. They don't care if the kid is popping pills. Right? Because they only had that child for a paycheck. With hopes of getting on Medicare. With hopes of getting food stamps. With hopes of getting Section 8. Right? For life. Right? They don't have the ability, right? Or they don't have the knowledge that you can do better. Right? You don't have to have no baby to get benefits. You can go to school to get benefits. You can get educated and get benefits. You can get you some kind of private benefit. Private business and get benefits. But when I was younger, and I know this for sure because I had talks with these women, some women was only using these babies to get money. They had no other skills. Their only skill was dropping babies. They know the more babies you have, the more the county gonna help you. Have an extra baby, here go more money. And back in the days, and back in Reaganomics, right, it had it where you can choose how much money you get, like $1,000. You can choose how many food stamps you get, and you can choose how much money you get. I want $700 in cash, and I want $300 in food stamps. You can choose that. They give you it was like percentages in like the less money you got, the more food stamps you got. But you can pick your own shit. As long as you don't have a father in the house. Right? The Democrats have been fucking up the black nuclear family for years. Giving all these black women benefits and more benefits, the more kids you have and the less men you have in the house. Some women have multiple baby daddies, no men in the house, right? Have a baby, here go a check. Have another baby, I don't know who the daddy is. Have another check. Here go more money. Just don't let the nigga in the house. Just don't get married or don't get no job. That's the rules of welfare. Don't get married. You go to school. So we can act like we're doing something for you. We encouraging you. You can go to school, but you better not get married. You better not get no well-paying job. You better not own no business. You better not try to buy no house. Because if you do anything like that, that's welfare fraud because you had a job. You ain't supposed to be on welfare. You ain't supposed to be getting that assistance. We're gonna go to jail for you trying not beating the system, but not letting us know you're beating the system. Because we'll give you the same thing. We're just gonna tax you, do all this old stuff, but we'll give you the same benefits. But we need to know you're making that money so we can tax you. Right? It's a system that give black women power over the black men. I don't want nobody having the power over my son. Not the system, not the gang, not no woman, not no homosexuals, not no nobody. I don't want nobody. I want my son to be independent. How can my son know that his mama not teaching him that? The nigga she stand with ain't teaching him that. The school not teaching him that. It's my job to teach him that, and I have to do it.
And you can and you can look at it so many other ways. Education.
Missing from too many lives and too many homes.
Now, who do you think is in a better position to know? Tupac Shakur, the late rapper, once said, "I know for a fact that had I had a father, I'd have some discipline, I'd have more confidence."
And that's big in the black neighborhood. Because I had a father figure, but my grandfather, but I didn't have that father connection because he was older. I knew it was been some things different in my life if I would have had a father figure. I knew I would have became a man much earlier in life. I knew I would have took more responsibility much earlier in life. Right? I would have been more educated as far as streets, books, everything. Right? But me not having a father, I lacked a lot of things. Right? And I don't want my son going to do the same thing I went through. Having somebody there that understands, that'll provide, but not really understand. When you need somebody to talk to, when you have these problems, when you have these situations and nobody else understands, somebody needs to talk to them. I don't know what, it's so bad, right? And I'm not, like I said, I gotta step up, but I don't know my kid's personality right now, right? Because it's not that. Remember, I had no place to stay at first, right? So everything is being in a process. It's a lot that happened within these last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Where now I'm able to at least bring my son somewhere. I didn't have that opportunity at first. It's slowly getting started. That's why I'm blessed with everything I got. That's why I got to take advantage of everything I got, right? Because if I keep on doing this, I'm gonna be back homeless. I'll be back in the fucking street. And that's a reality. I was still doing jokes and YouTube videos when I was in a car and homeless and shit like that, walking around and doing it in motel rooms and when I could rent one. I was still doing the shit. I was still doing it, but I was homeless. I didn't let it stop me. So I came a long way from a mobile home, from a car, you know what I'm saying, from a motel to having my own stuff. I came a long way. So I'm very appreciative of what I got. But if I don't get more, I can't provide for my son. This is only a start. This is only supposed to be temporary. I ain't supposed to be in the same position for 3 years. Something got to happen, right? So, like since these last 3 years, and COVID and all these other shit, been going down in schools and lockdowns, and like I haven't been able to see my son in 3 years. I don't know my son's personality right now. I don't know what he needs. I don't know what he's been taught. I don't know what I got to break him from. I don't know what he's been. I don't know how he's been molded. I don't know his confidence level. I don't know his person. It's lots of things I don't know that I got to get to know, and I can't do it like I say, unless I'm here with him, and he can't be here with me if I can't take care of him. Right? Now I can do stand up because, like I said, I'm a very funny motherfucker, and people will pay to see me. You know what I'm saying? But I won't have to make some money or sacrifice something, either YouTube or, you know what I'm saying, or even comedy. If I don't make enough money doing stand-up comedy, I would have to quit that and get a job. But something I have to give while I get my son, because my son need me the most. I wish I had time I can do YouTube videos and have enough money to take care of my son and give him all the freedoms I want. But I gotta face reality. I'm probably not gonna make enough money on YouTube. It's probably not enough people that's going to understand, appreciate, or put in the effort to allow me to do that. Because some people probably see it as selfish. Why should I help you take care of your son? Why should I help you buy your kids shit? Why should I help you do for yours? That's your job. Well, this is my job too. Telling jokes is my job. Doing YouTube is my job, right? And if you watch this, you're getting a service. You go to the movie, you have to pay. You watch Netflix, you have to pay. You go order a hamburger, you have to pay. So anybody does a service should get paid. Janitors don't just plumbers just don't go to people's house and pick and just fix shit and walk out. Right? You call them, you go to them. You go to Jack in the Box, you go to McDonald's, you come to the YouTube page. Right? So if you look at it like, oh, why should I have to do this? It's a free app. I don't have all kinds of shit. Why should I have to pay you? It's a free app. I'm not saying pay me. And it's not a free app. You got to pay electricity, don't you? I got to pay Wi-Fi in this motherfucker, don't I? I got to pay for these channels. I got to pay for it's lots of shit I got to pay for to even have a channel. This is not free. Time is not free. And if you put in time in anything, that's a job, right? I mean, it's like when I go out and I help people, right? It's lots of times I don't like last week when I had a little extra money. The first thing I went and done is help people. Hey man, you need some drink, you need alcohol, food. I helped them with all kind of stuff. Handed out clothes last week because that's what it's about. But you can't. But if you doing service for somebody, that's like going and being in ballet and just parking people's car for free. You providing service that people think is free, or people think just because other people do it, I shouldn't have to do it. What other people get? No. If you haven't gave a nigga $1, you should do it too. You come here to get healed. You go to the doctor, you get medicine. You go to the restaurant, you get food. You come to YouTube, you go here, you get facts, you get laughter. I'm just as important as a motherfucking doctor. Because when you go to a doctor, you're stressed out. You go to the doctor, you hear bad news. I'm the motherfucker that heals you. I'm the motherfucker that takes you away from the pain. I'm the motherfucker that takes you away from the moments, from the bad. I take you away. Like you go to church, the church take you away. When you watch the football game take you away. For that little time, that's why you do it. It's needed. Especially with today, right? Especially with shit going on today with all the fucking war and racism, and somebody got to cover it. Somebody got to talk about it. Somebody got to make people laugh about it. You watch any other channel, they're not going to be mad about it, but they trying to create anger. On this motherfucker, I create a whole different angle. Look, there's nobody, right? When I do regular videos, right? I don't give a fuck what I'm talking about. There's no one going to leave my channel mad. You're not going to leave. You're going to come. If you come to my channel and you watch my video on a live or a skit, there's no way possible you're going to leave my channel angrier than you came when you watched the motherfucker. Oh, I just watched that video. I'm going to go fuck somebody up now. I'm mad. You probably have a different emotion, but you're not going to be mad. You're going to be educated. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. That was deep. That was funny, insightful, educational, and funny. Just what I needed. You're not going to be mad like all these punk-ass police, all these punk-ass black people, these punk-ass white people, or these punk-ass liberals. You're not going to be that. Or the punk-ass Ukraine. You're not going to do that. Because I'm not going to allow you to leave my channel mad. I mean, you can be disappointed right now because of the financial thing, but I wouldn't be having this conversation if I would have been able to pick up my son tomorrow and things was going as planned. I would have been the happiest motherfucker in the world today. I don't know what video I would have made today. I don't know. I already discussed my son. Hey, when I come get you, hey, we're gonna be. I want to get him into comedy. I want to, hey, we're gonna be shooting skills. We're gonna be doing all kind of stuff. Now it's like I done lied to him. Wait, we're gonna do it next week. I mean, you probably see how do I? Okay, he sounded like he believed me, but what kind of what is that does for a kid when he has his hopes up high? You hey man, we gonna do that shit next week. All that promise I was gonna take you and do all this old shit. Well, YouTube didn't come through, so we're gonna do that shit next week. He ain't gonna understand that shit. Which makes me and put me in a bad category as being an absent father. Right? As being a missing father. All this shit Barack Obama here talking about. That's me.
Stuyvesant High School in New York, as you know, you get into only by passing a very tough exam. In 2012, the percentage of black students who had gotten into Stuyvesant High School was less than 1/10 of the percentage of black students who had gotten into Stuyvesant High School 33 years earlier.
Right? So what he's saying is, as a race, we done got dumber. As a race, we done fell backwards. As a race, we done fell behind. Do I want my son to suffer the same fate I suffered? My other sons suffer? That our community is suffering? Right? Because this shit doesn't happen by accident. You don't just have a high percentage of black couples or two-parent homes years ago, and time supposed to got better, and you have less. It's supposed to be more people working. It's supposed to be more people free, more people with money, right? It's supposed to be more opportunity, more togetherness, but we got less people together now than we had 30 years ago. Think about it. We was better educated 30 years ago than we are now. Do you think this is by design? That we are less educated and more divided? You don't think they're doing this to the black community by accident? Did you hear the percentage? Is 30% less students are accepted in the college now than it was back in the days. The percentage of marriages in two-family homes have damn near dropped by a third. This is not by accident. How the fuck were we together more through racism, Jim Crow, the end of slavery? How was we more together and had two-parent two-parent households and kids had two parents in the house? How was we more divided then than we is now? You mean to tell me slaves had more common sense to stay together and raise kids than we did? No, it was all these social programs that we got involved in, all this welfare shit, right? That got the black man out of the house, that turned the black woman on the black man. The welfare system was the worst thing that could ever happen to the black race because it allowed black women to stay uneducated, remain hoes, and allowed the father to be absent. Because as long as that father is not in that kid's life, she's gonna get the benefits. And if that father do happen to get a job, they're gonna take away from him, pay themselves, and pay her peanuts. When she don't know, she get more getting direct money from the father than she can from the system. But they don't want her to be on the system. They want her to stay dumb, stay uneducated, and stay single. It's what had messed up the black community, right? For years, these democratic policies. I know, I'm a living part of it.
They've abandoned their responsibilities.
Right? If I allow another nigga to take care of my kid, am I abandoning my responsibilities? Yes, I am. And I'm being honest. I don't sugarcoat shit. If I let another nigga take care of my kids, I'm neglecting my responsibilities. No ifs, ands, ifs, or buts about it. Ain't no excuses. Another nigga ain't supposed to take care of my kids under any circumstances. Now, I always bought my son school clothes, right? I always took care of him financially. As far as that, always. They never had to buy him that shit. I was always there for that, no matter what. But it's the other things that go with it. Because just buying clothes is not just my only responsibility when I have a fucking son. Buying school clothes, getting a haircut, and taking them to the movies is not my only responsibility when I have a son. And me fooling myself or trying to trick myself to say it is a fucking lie. Because my grandfather didn't raise me like that. He didn't raise me to lie. He didn't raise me to make excuses. Everything that's happening right now is nobody's fault but mine. I put myself in this situation. I can get myself out. And it's up to me. I can ask YouTube, hey, you understand I'm going to do these services, but you don't have to fucking understand. You don't have to. And I have to accept that. Maybe YouTube don't give a fuck. Have you understand? I mean, and I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Maybe YouTube don't give a fuck as much as you thought, Black. And that's a possibility. I ain't saying it's true, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility. You're holding on to hope that YouTube is going to understand, and they don't give a fuck, Black. Sooner or later, you're going to wake up. I may be wrong, but it's a possibility I may be right. Right? So, right? Do I keep on neglecting my responsibility? Chasing a hope? When it's a possibility that people don't give a fuck about your life one way or the other? Not saying it's all bad, because some people got their own life, right? And some people got their own responsibilities that they got to worry about. But it's a possibility, Black. Some people on your YouTube page just don't give a fuck. If you don't do another YouTube video, they're gonna find another YouTuber to go watch. If you make if you don't tell another joke, they're gonna find somebody else to make them laugh. You are Black. You probably got to recognize you probably are expendable. And when you are expendable, right? When people think that take you for granted, they don't do the things for you that they do when they appreciate you. Maybe Black, you're not appreciated. Maybe they do like your videos. Maybe you are just not appreciated. You still have to deal with that, Black. Ain't nobody gonna tell me this. They're gonna try to sugarcoat it up. But you gotta tell yourself the truth. Some people probably don't give a fuck. And I have to be honest with that.
He admitted he began running with gangs because he wanted the things a father gives to a child.
And what am I giving to my child right now? Nothing. So if something was to happen to my child, if What if son your child took a pill? What? How did my child? You wasn't there? How the fuck? So why'd you complaining? You wasn't nowhere around to see if he wasn't taking no pills and nothing. So shut the fuck up. You did nothing. While your son was depressed, you did nothing. While your son and choosing will your son go after school or how he chooses friends, you did nothing. You had no responsibility in that. So why are you tripping that he swallowed a pill? Why are you mad that it was a mistaken identity? Why are you tripping that he just joined a gang? You wasn't there. You wasn't. So stop complaining. Right? It's gonna, because it all falls like, and other people ought to tell themselves the truth and stop lying to themselves. Right? Because maybe if people stop lying to themselves, maybe we'll have a better understanding of people. People have a better understanding. They can deal with people better, right? Because they can, right? The only how, I read a book called Conversations with God. The only reason or the only possibility of you getting mad is if you allow it. Can't nobody make you mad. You have to allow yourself to get mad. And anger comes with expectations. If you expect something and you don't get it, you become angry. You become emotion. See, me, I don't expect shit. I just do it. If I respect shit, right, I would have been mad as fuck if I'd have done all these videos and I'm getting $10. I would have been like, damn, what the fuck? I would have expected it. It's like people say prayers and they expect God to answer it, right? You don't have no expectations. I have no expectations on these videos when I do it. I just do them. If I make some money, I do it. Sometimes I don't even put up the fucking PayPal or the Cash App because I don't have no expectations. If people going to donate, they're going to donate. If they're not, they're not. Fuck it. Right? But should I be set my expectations lower? Or should I keep my expectations low and just keep on doing videos and say, well, people, no, I have to do something because then my expectation or my kids' expectations is going to change with me. Something's got to happen.
Especially to a boy.
I didn't know that.
There's Dunbar High School in Washington, which was an elite black high school for a very long time. In 1993, the number of kids out of Dunbar High School who went on to college was less than it was 60 years earlier, which would have been in the depth of the Great Depression.
Right? So if my son is stuck with these situations of people becoming less educated, right? What makes my son different from any other nigga on the street, from any other kid? Why my kid can't be a statistic? That's something I'm faced with. It's a possibility if I don't do what the fuck I need to do, my kids are going to be one of these statistics. Gangs, drugs, prison. There's all kinds of statistics. He's going to be one. And I can't get mad if it happened because I wasn't there.
They're acting like boys instead of men.
Structure and protection. Your mother cannot calm you down the way a man can, Shakur said. You need a man to teach you how to be a man.
Any fool can have a child. That doesn't make you a father.
Huh? It's a difference between being now my son, my older son, I'm glad my older son recognized the father I was trying to be. He saw the father I was trying to be. I can't let my other son recognize the son I can't be, the father I can't be. Because I can be a damn good father. I can be a damn good mentor. I can make my son, if I have the opportunity, I know I can make my son successful. I know I can keep my son away from being a statistic. I have faith in myself. If I have the opportunity, my son will be somebody. I believe in myself that much, and I believe in my son that much. but I can't do nothing if I ain't got no money. I tell my son that all the time. That's why if I was to call him on three-way right now, he'll tell you his damn self. Right? He can't make you can't be a good father unless you make money. You feel me? Now hold on. Let me see if my son interview right now. Let me see if my son interview right now. Let me see if my son interview. If he's around right now. See if he hop on right quick. If he ain't doing nothing. If he ain't doing nothing. If he ain't at work. If he ain't at work. Let's see right quick. See right quick. I don't think he answers. He's probably at work. Yeah, probably at work, right? And the thing I always tell my son is, and I'm glad is my son is a better father than I was, right? And I can live with that, right? If he's a better father than I was, I can live with that, right? All the mistakes I made and stuff like that. If he's a better man than I am, and he is a better father and a better man than I was, I can live with that, right? I want my other son to be better than both of us. And I want his son to be better than all of us.
So if the comparison between progress, simply the decency of life available to people, they weren't the families were intact and schools worked and the neighborhoods were more or less safe. People were able to lead decent lives.
The neighborhoods were safe. Communities were together. Look what happened in the black community now. There's no fathers in the home. How can we get worse as a race? How can we be worse off than we was in the Great Depression? How can we be worse off when we was getting discriminated against before all the Civil Rights Act? How can we be worse off when we got civil rights? We supposed to be better off. We worse off as families. We worse off as black men.
And I know what it means to have an absent parent.
If the contrast between that world and the world we inhabit now is owing so directly to liberal policies intended, so we're told, to help African Americans.
They don't help no African Americans. None of them policies help none of them people in our community. Prison don't help nobody in our community. Right? They rehabilitation don't help nobody in our community. Giving crack kits don't help nobody in our community. We don't even help ourselves in our community. Right? So nobody's going to help my son but me. And when he get to that age, nobody's going to be able to help him but him. If I don't get a control of my son and be able to guide him these next 3 years, like he's 15, who's going to influence him? Who's going to motivate him? What's going to motivate him? No one knows. No one can sit up there right now and for sure say they know everything their kid does. If that was the case, there wouldn't be so many parents on TV right now talking about their kid died from a fentanyl death because they went to a party and took a pill. Or was doing homework and they came and checked on their kid and their kid was dead at the computer taking a pill. None of them parents believe their 15, 16, 17-year-old was doing stuff like that. No one sees their precious baby, right, at 2 or 3 years old and say, in 15 years old, he going to be on a video killing somebody in a liquor store. No one sees their baby and says that. No one sees their baby and says this baby is going to go to some school someday and kill 17 kids. No one sees that. No one sees that in their baby. But it's a baby born every day that's going to do something like that. It's a baby born every day that's going to be a terror. That got a demonic spirit that's been, I mean, it's a baby that's born every day. That's a Charles Manson or a fucking Jeffrey Epstein, somebody like that born every hour. We don't know if that kid is ours. Right? We can put him in situations so that kid can be ours, but if he's influenced by the wrong people, we don't know if that kid gonna be ours. That's going into a school, that's going into a liquor store. We don't know.
My father wasn't in the house when I was growing up.
Why do African Americans support the more liberal of the two parties, the Democratic Party, at the rates of 90 and more percent?
I have to say my circumstances weren't as tough as they are for many young people today.
What?
Huh? They wasn't as tough as many young people today. My upbringing wasn't as tough as kids today. We didn't have to worry about pronouns. We didn't have to worry about misgendering people. We didn't have to worry about so-called all this racism. We didn't have to worry about losing democracy. We didn't have to worry about a critical race theory. We didn't have to worry about all that shit. We had to worry about English, math, social studies, and science. Right? Homework, going to bed before 8:30. It was no sex involved. It was no transgender. It wasn't involved. It wasn't no learn what gender you are. Some kids are being born with their parents saying, you choose your own gender. I'm not going to tell you what gender you are until you get enough education and learn your own gender. You ain't going to teach your kid about who they are? I cannot allow my son, right, to be mentored, be guided, or be shaped by these liberals.
Why is the first African American president so deeply committed to promoting and extending liberal policies? Why is his African American attorney general, again, so deeply committed to affirmative action and other? Why?
I don't think we could be enough hours for you to answer all of those. But to take the political thing, one of the things I discovered in the research for my book I'm currently working on is that leaders of groups that are lagging in countries around the world almost invariably have counterproductive policies for them.
Right? If you live in a messed up, say, community, a messed up society, right? Most of your leaders have messed up policies for you. Most of the policies that our black leaders be preaching, like supposedly Al Sharpton, or you know what I'm saying, and Jesse Jackson, they the wrong policies for black people because they're not preaching to benefit black people. They preaching to benefit the motherfucking selves, right? You don't think they get paid to go out there and preach at all these funerals by these white liberals? How the fuck you gonna go out and you gonna preach all this racism, all this hate against cops, all this hate against Donald Trump and MAGA supporters and white supremacy, and then take your ass right back to the white NBC to get up there and say how much you love white folks and all kind of shit. Right? You just preached at somebody's funeral that got shot by the police and talk about racism and the police and all this whole shit, then take your ass right up to NBC, whatever the fuck you work, MSNBC, and work for your white master and get paid. Huh? Al Sharpton go there and hold one speech and then he gone.
I was growing up in Hawaii. Hawaii is not quite as tough as the South Side. I'm just telling the truth.
And it makes perfect sense because insofar as members of lagging groups assimilate into the values and achievements of the larger society, they don't need those leaders.
Fathers matter. Until we have a government policy that makes that its first priority, nothing will change.
And I say this knowing that I've been an imperfect father, knowing that I made mistakes. I'll continue to make more.
Every father make mistakes, but mistakes and fuck ups are two different things. You're allowed to make mistakes as a human being, but how many times will you make fuck ups? Right? Fuck ups are intentional. Fuck ups can be fuck ups can be prevented. Right? Mistakes gonna happen. I made mistakes and I made some fuck ups. Right? I can't let this be a fuck up, right? And not be able to take care of my kid. And I know some people probably don't want to hear this. But this is not for me. This is what's going on in the Black community, because how many men out there that's like me that don't have the opportunity to have a YouTube channel? Don't have the opportunity to be a comedian. Don't have an opportunity to get donations. Don't have an opportunity to possibly become successful. I have an opportunity to possibly become successful if I keep on working hard at it. It's going to happen. But I have something for myself that I created for myself. I created a comedy. I created a personality. I created YouTube. I created, an environment. I created a persona. Right? The average person that want to change their life and want to do better with their kids, they don't have that opportunity, that I can possibly have. They're not a comedian, not a rapper, they're not an entertainer. They got to go out and get a job at 9 to 5 and start from the bottom and work slave hours and things like that, and not able to see their kids and stuff like that. I know I got a couple of my Facebook friends that's in that position. I got a couple of family members are in that position, trying to do right, and all they're doing right now is doing right, but they can't do nothing for their kids. They can't have a living. They can't do nothing extra because society want to keep them complacent. Right? I know it's lots of fathers out there want to take care of their kids and they can't. Right? And the thing about them, it's not their fault. They try their best. This is my fault. This is not their fault. It's hard. I didn't understand how hard it was being a Black man until I started doing the right thing. When I was doing all the liberal shit, selling drugs, and life was easy. You go to jail every now and then, but life was fucking easy. You just hang out and just sell drugs all day, and do what you do, and what I'm saying, have fun, have sex with women, and smoke weed, and it was fun. Even when you were responsible, what I'm saying, you could still pick your kid up and take them to the movies and buy them this and buy them that and play video games with them because you're free. You can watch movies with your kid because you're free. You don't have no job. You know what I'm saying? And then some people are like that. They don't have no job, so they hustle and kick it with their kids. That don't make them bad people. They great parents. It is certain people are faced with certain things that in the Black community, right? And I didn't know how bad or how hard it was being a Black man, right? Until I started doing the right shit. And then I didn't know how hard it was being a conservative until I started supporting Trump. So now I'm like, you get job offers somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But you being a proud conservative, you don't get the same offers no more. You don't get the same, hey, we want you to come to this club. You don't get that. And it's not because the people don't want to see me. It's because the comedians don't want to give me opportunity because of my beliefs. They still on some hardcore Trump is racist shit. They probably don't like Joe Biden, but they still on some Donald Trump is racist, and I'm still basically a coon type of shit. Right? I never knew racism until I became a conservative. You get all the hate. I get all the hate. I get all the smoke. From whites and blacks. Right? I never thought I'd be getting hated on from blacks. I never thought I'd be getting called a coon, a sellout. Never thought that. right? But now that I'm a changed man, I try to do it's hard to do good. It's very hard to do good. It's so easy to fuck up. And that's why a lot of black men fuck up, because it's so easy to do it, and society makes it easy to do it. And sometimes it makes it more profitable. Think about this. Somebody that's going in breaking in stores right now, right? Breaking in stores and robbing shit and all that, and getting in and out of jail and get out of jail with free cards or selling fentanyl, is living better than me and taking care of their kids better than me. Right? Because there's no incentives for black men like me, right, that's trying to take care of their kids. Because if I say, hey, right, I want to take care of my kid, I got to go through all kind of legal shit, right? Then it's going to cost me. Oh, you got to have this. Then I got to have the government in my business. I'm in an opportunity right now where I can avoid all that and just have my kid. I don't have to have no government. I don't have to go to court. I don't have to have no visitation. I don't have to do none of that. I can just have my kid and be responsible. Right? A lot of black men don't get that opportunity either. A lot of black men can be responsible fathers, can be single fathers, can be single parents, but we don't get that opportunity. And I'm not going to be a single parent. It's not like me and his mother is beefing and stuff like that. He's going to be going over there, and you know what I'm saying? But I want to be able to raise him because he's at that age now. And everybody with kids should understand that.
I mean, there's no mystery to me as to why Jesse Jackson says what he does, or Al Sharpton and others, because that benefits them, but it does not benefit the people they lead. And all the incentives are for leaders to lead people into things that don't help the people, but help the leader.
Right. And I want I want my son to be a leader. Right. I want him to do things that I wasn't able to do. I want him to be great. Right. And how can he know he can be great if nobody teach him he can be great? You have to teach kids they can be great. You got to teach kids what they're worth. You got to teach kids that is hard work pays off. It's not just installed in them automatically. They just don't learn that. Somebody have to give it to them. Right? And as a black man, my son is going to be, I mean, it's reality. He's going to be a black man in 3 years. 3. There's no more high school. There's no more catering. You're going to be a man. And society's going to treat you like a man. I need to get him prepared for that. I need to let him know of the advantages he got as a black man and all the disadvantages he's going to have growing up as a black man. You got to understand the difference between a black man and a nigga. He got to understand a difference between a white liberal and a white conservative. He got to understand the difference between a victim and an oppressor. He got to understand the difference between a bitch and a woman. Right? Who's going to teach him that? Because he's going to find out sooner or later, the hard way or the easy way. You're going to find out. Right? Like Thomas Sowell saying in this video, these policies make it so black men are held down and black women are pushed up, but it's a limit to how they're pushed. They're only going to push black women so far. They're not going to push you to get educated. They're not going to push you to have a family. How the fuck you talking about raising a family and they don't talk about having a man in the family? We're going to do the stuff for black families, black this and black that. No, you're not going to do. If you say black family now, that's a woman and her kids. It doesn't include the black man. Whenever Joe Biden or any Democrat talk about the black family, they are not talking about a fucking man. Because over 80% of women that have kids in the black community are not married. So when you talk about a black family, you are not including the man. They'll never include men in none of their shit. They just passed the rescue plan. They took all the equity shit out of there. All the 360 the black-owned businesses, all the stuff we're gonna do they took all that shit out of there. We're gonna put the chips in and the infrastructure and the new build and they put all that shit up in there and said it for racial equality. No more black businesses and promoting black this. They took all that shit out. Every last thing they had up in there for so-called black people, they took out that new stimulus package, the new Build Back Better. See what's up in there for blacks. Then go back to Joe Biden's first Build Back Better plan and then see what he had to offer for blacks with equity. All the banks he was talking about, he was going to give out loans. All the other private businesses, he said I was finna put that shit, matter of fact, look, I was finna put this shit in this video right here. Hold on. Matter of fact, I can show you better than I can tell you. I was finna put this shit in this video right here. Hold on. Because I was going to make this video longer, but like I say, I don't know if I can afford to keep on doing videos. I don't know if I can afford to keep on doing these videos. There you go, right here. Here you go, right here. Unedited, unedited, right? I haven't edited none of this shit yet, right? But we live in a system where the Democrats automatically put you in a category, right? Automatically prejudge you, right? And I don't want my son growing up like that. I don't want my son being put down. I don't want my son lacking confidence. I don't want my son thinking he can't do, right? And that's what the Democrats teach you, what you can do, what you should do, right? They don't teach you how you can do it, how you can do better. Hold on. Let me see what I was talking about right here. Right here. Let me see where we at. They don't teach you the stuff you need to know. Oh, my bad. I went up. My bad. We right here. Right? And it's messed up. Hold on. Oh, I gotta load it. I loaded. Oh yeah. Back on here. Right? Oh, yeah, it's messed up, right? When it's gonna be messed up. It's gonna be more messed up because, like I say, I see stuff coming that I never saw before, right? Like when you watch the news, you see how it's going to be a shortage of food. You see how it's going to be a war. You see how it's going to be disease. You see shit spreading, right? And it's like society is getting worse. How can we get worse? How can we get less educated as black people? That's what I understand. Like, how can we get less educated as black people? And we're not doing shit about it. We're just letting these liberals this. It's unexplainable. And the more you educate yourself, right? And I wouldn't have been this, I wouldn't say mad because I can't get mad. You know what I'm saying? Or I should say baffled, right? I wouldn't be this baffled about black people and the Democratic Party if I didn't educate myself, right? That's why when I go and they say, well, it's 75% of Democrats don't want Joe Biden to run. And the same thing is 56% of people don't want Donald Trump to run. Them is not Republicans. Ain't no Republicans openly saying they don't want Democrats to run. I interview niggas on the street, and they saying they want Donald Trump to run. They want Donald Trump. Hold on, let me see this thing gonna play. Right? They vote for Trump. So you have the Democrats, right, and you have these liberals. They got it so fucked up in their head, and they want to control the black thought so much. They installing the thought that people don't want Donald Trump to run either. Oh, Joe Biden, oh, well, Donald Trump, this is old. Oh, Joe Biden done this, well, Donald Trump done worse. You know what I'm saying? They never tell you the fucking truth, right? And that's dangerous. Let me see. This thing
in black media because my wife.
You know, thanks so much. That's really our time. I apologize.
You can't do that to black media.
Right? People didn't catch this, right? And people didn't catch this, right? And I was, like I said, I was going to do a show on this, right? Right? People didn't catch right what Joe Biden said when he said, you can't do this to black media. Joe Biden say, I can't do this to white media either because Jill got another interview. In other words, she got another interview with a white TV station. Listen to this.
You know, thanks so much. That's really our time. I apologize.
You can't do that to black media. I can't do that to white media and black media because my wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Huh? I can't do that to white media and black media because my wife got to go on at 6 o'clock. Meaning we got to get off of your black ass channel, right? And we got to go do the white channel.
Okay. I'm in trouble. Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden. I will. It's a long way until November. We got more questions. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see you. Take a look at my record, man.
Huh? Take a look at my record, man. We got to do something for our community. Right, he didn't want to hear none of that. Right, people didn't talk about. They only focused on the you ain't black part. Look at the disrespect he said about the white part before the shit, and look at how he cut him off when he say, "Hey, I need something for my community." Look at my record, man. He's not even letting him talk about what he needs for his community. So disrespectful.
I extended the voting rights 25 years.
To the controversy a little bit later. Take a listen.
Never, ever, ever taken the African American community for granted. I've had their support overwhelmingly. As Dwight can tell you, we have the 8th largest African American population in the country. The percent of population. That's what I've been involved with my whole career. And so the last thing I want to do, and I shouldn't have been such a wise guy. I shouldn't have been so cavalier in responding to what I thought was. Anyway, it was. I don't take it for granted at all, and no one should have to vote for any party based on their race, their religion, their background. They're African Americans and think Trump is worth voting for. I don't think so. I'm prepared to put my record against his. That was the bottom line, and it was.
Did you see all this? Put my record against his. Put my record. Have anybody ever put their record, Joe Biden record, against Donald Trump? Have anybody ever wanted that debate? Have any liberal ever took up that debate? With any, let's put Donald Trump record against Joe Biden record. Right? I got to look at it like this. The next 3 years, or the next 2 years at least, my son got to live under a liberal government. And on top of that, he's on California, so he's going to live under a liberal state. I got to have him overcome all that. He got to overcome the government and the state, because the shit ain't going to get better when he's in high school, because we got a damn retarded man in the house. It's not going to get better. Shit getting worse. My son had to. You can. What you call it? You can say dropouts doing the what you call it? right? He couldn't go to school, so most of the kids had to drop out. They're lacking on education. How can my son compete against anybody from any other country, right? We're not talking about the states in this country. We're talking about China, Japan. How can he compete with them when he's lacking 2 years of school of education? Because people in these democratic and these liberal ass cities didn't want to give him one because of the shit. He's back. He's behind. I can't. Me and my baby mom, we couldn't afford no private tutor. We couldn't afford to give him no education. Whatever the hell he was learning on Zoom, that's what he was learning on Zoom. I still don't know.
It was really unfortunate. I shouldn't have been so cavalier.
How he would engage with Cuba. Here's some of what he had to say. What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African Americans.
No, this is not the part I want to watch, right? This is not the part I want to see.
Comment, tweeting, calling them an insult to Africa.
Oh, where we at?
Nobody on the stage should need a focus group to hear from African American.
Anything anybody else can do, give it a shot. COVID-19 has further ripped a path of destruction through every community in America, but no one has been spared. But the devastation in communities of color has been nothing short of stunning.
Right? I was gonna make a skit about all the how Joe Biden basically think about the black community, from saying poor kids are just as smart as black kids. You know, from his comments to Barack Obama. To him saying black people are left behind, to him signing all these equity acts and stuff like that, right? And I'm just saying, right? When are we gonna get better as a country? And we still gotta sign civil rights acts and equity acts and all this shit, right? In 2022, and we still fighting for equality. How in the fuck we get work? We done passed civil rights. Black people got more freedom. We got a supposedly black president, a supposedly black vice president, two black people in the Supreme Court. How was we doing worse? Then we got black millionaires, right? Black politicians. How is we doing worse now than we was 30 years ago? How's we still trying to fight for black equal rights and equity and all that other shit 30 years ago? And we had a black president. Nigga, your boss was black. Joe Biden's boss was a black man. What the fuck we fighting for equity for? And supposedly the most powerful man in the world used to work for a black man. That's not equity.
Just look at the numbers. 40% of frontline workers, nurses, first responders, grocery store workers, are Americans of color.
Huh? Do you hear them numbers? Is that something to be proud of? That the black people are dominating these social jobs, these low wages jobs? Look at the percentage. 90% of the black people are grocery workers, this. That's not a good fucking stat for black people. Huh? Look at this stat. He act like this is a happy number.
40% of frontline workers, nurses, first responders, grocery store workers, are Americans of color, and many are still living on the edge. 1 in 10 black Americans is out of work today.
Huh? You see these stats he reading? Huh? How can I prepare my son for this? You up against these odds. You up against these numbers. This is what you got to overcome, because the system is against you. The system is against people that look like you, right? Don't believe that the system is white privilege out there, because the system don't give a fuck about poor white people either. They just as cruel to poor white people as they're going to be to your black ass. It's not based on color no more, right? Because white people treat other white people just as fucked up as they treat black people, right? Look how the white Black Lives Matter treat white conservative way more fucked up than they treat any black person. So it's not about race no more. It's about class and now politics, right? Because everything you see is based on, they're trying to say Joe Biden is making a comeback. right? And I want to say, how many times can Joe Biden make a comeback with all this racist shit he been saying over all this years? Who he making a comeback on, or who he making a comeback for? And when I didn't hear that he took all that shit out of the equity shit. Hold on, cause I got up here. Where is that? Where is that? It's up in here. It's up in here. Hey, this is it right here. I think I took it out. Let me see.
1 in 11 Latino Americans is out of work today. 1 in 7 households in America, about 1 in 4 Black, 1 in 5 Latino households in America report that they don't have enough food to eat.
Huh? They don't have enough food to eat in America. Households. Who is that? Black women and Black kids don't have enough food in the household. Who the fuck you think he talking about? When he say Black and brown, he's not talking about the men in the house. He's talking about women. People don't get that shit. He's talking about Black fucking women and Mexican women.
1 in 11 Latino Americans is out of work today. 1 in 7 households in America, about 1 in 4 Black, 1 in 5 Latino households.
1 in 4. 1 in 4 Black and 1 in 4 Latino. These are single fucking parent households
In America report that they don't have enough food to eat in the United States of America.
Single mothers don't have enough food to fucking eat. And I'm not saying that my baby mother is a baller, no shit like that. But she got 7 kids. And in inflation, do you know how much money 7 kids will cost? Just feeding them? And you got somebody, and one of them got a father, you know what I'm saying, that can do more? Me? So she can concentrate on her other 6 kids? I gotta let that happen, because it's not only about my kids, it's about her kids too. She got 7 kids, but she got 6 other kids, and her dude got some more kids. So they got a whole nother family. It's expensive to have 6 kids. So when he say households don't have enough, my baby mother didn't call me and say, hey, look, we ain't got enough food to feed him and no shit like that. But I only can imagine if this nigga talking about this right now. But he's talking about mostly Black fucking women.
Black and Latino Americans are dying of COVID-19 at rates nearly 3 times that of white Americans. And it's not white Americans' fault, but just a fact. And the Americans now know it, especially younger Americans.
It's not white America's fault. It's not white America's fault. And YouTube, that was, I do not express the views that are the words that was expressed on this video. These are the views of Joe Biden. This is a recorded video. This is a video of Joe Biden. This is not my views on anything related to COVID. This is the views and opinions of Joe Biden, not of me. YouTube disclaimer.
One of the reasons I'm so optimistic about this nation is that today Americans. One of the reasons I'm so optimistic about this nation is that today's generation of young Americans is the most progressive, thoughtful, inclusive generation that America has ever seen.
Huh? The most progressive, thoughtful, and inclusive generation. Progressive, thoughtful, and inclusive. Progressive with all these so-called laws they won't change, and all this free money they want, and all this tax the rich, all this progressive, thoughtful, right? I don't see how they thoughtful when they burning shit down and saying Black Lives Matter and they ain't doing shit for nothing. The Black lives that really matter, the kids, huh? They're training. They're the most progressive generation ever, and inclusive. That's the LGBTQ. Right now, 20% of 20% of people under 18 consider themselves some type of transgender. 20%. of the kids claim to be some kind of trans. Huh? You got celebrities calling their kids trans, like Jennifer Lopez and Will Smith. You got Camilla Harris calling herself pronouns. Right? 20% of the kids are transgender or identify as some type of trans. It's a war on women.
And they are pulling us toward justice in so many ways, forcing us to confront the huge gap in economic inequity between those at the top and everyone else.
Huh? Forcing the how is the new generation is forcing us to realize it's not us, it's you motherfuckers putting it in their head that the rich got it this way, that the rich need to be taxed, that the rich, it's not them growing up and say, you know what, the rich got it and it's unfair. They're not forcing us to confront this. You're putting it in their head and telling them to confront it. Oh, they're forcing us to confront this, they're forcing us to confront that. They're the most progressive, insightful, all that. No, they're not. You're teaching them that shit.
Forcing us to confront the existential crisis of climate. And yes, it was at the top and everyone else. Forcing us to confront the existential crisis of climate. And yes, forcing us to confront systemic racism.
Huh? How is the young people forcing us to confront racism? How is they being discriminated against on? What at school, on the playground? How is they experiencing systematic racism and forcing us to confront it? How? You see what we're faced with? You see the information my son is going to be able to, is going to receive if I don't give him the information that's the truth? Right? You see how they separating us out of our kids' life. Now, they're separating the man. Now they're trying to separate the kid because if you don't want, if your kid want a sex change, you don't give it to him, guess what? He's gone. Out of there. Society's fucked up. It's getting more fucked up by the day. China talking about taking action if Nancy Pelosi go over there. They decided a new stimulus shit. Gas for to go back up. Unemployment for to go back down. I mean, it's for to be fucked up. Right? So either I'm going to have to take advantage, right? And like I say, right? I have to be like I say, if I got to keep on as and explaining to people how serious the situation is, right? And shit don't change, I have to accept people just don't give a fuck. As much as I want to think people give a fuck, and I know, and I know for a fact people give a fuck, right? Because I see it all the time. I just have to face the people that watch me just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality. Not saying they don't care, right? Not saying they're not good people. Just saying that they don't give a fuck about your situation. Because if they did, you wouldn't be asking. You wouldn't have to keep on asking. You wouldn't have to keep on doing these videos. If you gave a fuck, if they gave a fuck, you will be in a better position. It's not your fault. You're doing your job and you're doing what you're supposed to do. But Black, it's not your fault. And I have to accept that because there's no way I can sit up there and say I cheated anybody on any video. I can't nobody say, hey, Black took the shortcut and didn't do this video, or Black took the shortcut and didn't get the right information out of it, or Black took a shortcut and didn't do the research, or Black. Can't nobody say that. Can't nobody say I ever cheated him out of every video. Huh? I take that to pride, right? So, and I take that, right, and I run with it. I have never cheated anybody out of a video, out of material, right? So if I never cheated nobody and I put that much energy in it, right? How do you think anyone's supposed to feel some type of appreciation if you put that much energy in it, and then at the end of the day, right? You see this. You see that numbers like $9, $8, $6. You see them numbers. Like, who wouldn't be not frustrated, but who wouldn't think twice? I can't get frustrated because, like I say, it's my fault. But who wouldn't think twice? Like, Black, what the fuck is you doing? What the fuck is you doing? Right? If you're getting $10 on the video, $52 on the video, that was a good one, right? $20 on the video, $9 on the video, $13 on the video. What the fuck is you doing, Black? What the fuck is you doing, sir? Wake your ass up. But I'm about to go because, like I say, I got a show at 9:30, so I gotta get dressed and go out. So, you know what I'm saying? I gotta start doing more shows and shit like that because I gotta get my son one way or the other. If YouTube don't work, hell, something gotta work. I guess I gotta throw all my money in the club and get something more stable. You know, and come back when I'm more stable or something, because it's like I gotta threaten people every month for the same thing. Like, hey man, I'm finna. It's like around this time every month when the rent due's like, hey man, it's time is getting bad. I gotta rent due again. Shit, like, can you help me out? Rent finna be due again. I gotta do video, but I need lights and a place to do it. Can we send some donations? Hey, yeah, I don't ask for them, but that don't mean I don't need them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't forget about me. I didn't have these conversations every month around rent time. I gotta have something where I can sleep at night. Like, okay, rent is paid. Shit, now I gotta go through the next week. Like, damn, how I'm gonna pay rent? If I do, when I do pay rent, how I'm gonna do anything else? I ain't got money saved up. I didn't make that many motherfucking donations. It's impossible. I live in air fucking lay. Huh? You need at least 25. You need $2,500 a month just to be poor. I need a raise to be broke. Ain't that a bitch? How in the fuck do somebody need a raise just to be broke? I need about $1,000 raise just so I can be in the broke category. You see, like all my dreams of making movies and doing my own, all that shit is done. I gotta face reality now. I was all pumped up, like, you know, maybe all that shit. I gotta put all that shit on the back burner. All the little movies I wrote and all the script shit I done wrote down here. I gotta put all that shit on the back burner. Put that shit away, nigga. Don't even think about doing no movies, no skits. Put all them ideas away, nigga, for another year, nigga. It don't look like you're gonna make it this year. You thought next year was gonna be better last year. You thought shit was gonna change. Nope, nigga. Ain't no camcorders. You ain't getting no green screen. Put all that shit back away, nigga. Put that shit up. Better luck next time. All my dreams is crushed. I like, damn. I'll be happy, like, oh, I'm finna start saving and making some movies and shit like that. And I saved me a little money. I got a little extra. Okay, here gonna rent. Here go a piece of you gotta put something in your car. Here go this extra bill you gotta pay off. Well, there go the money for the little camcorder I thought I was gonna spend. Your son need this. Oh, your son need. Oh, well, here go the little money I thought I was gonna save to get this car. I was like, I have to be the brokest motherfucking like I said, it's funny because I ain't gotta be, and I'm never gonna be, you know, I always gonna, you know, I go out there and do some comedy and sell some shirts or whatever the fuck I gotta do, but I ain't gonna never just like give up on my life and no shit like that. But I have to be absolutely the brokest fucking YouTuber on YouTube. I have, there's no way possible somebody is on YouTube broker than me that's doing this many videos, right? There's no way fucking possible. You can't pay me to believe, right, that any other YouTuber, progressive, Democrat, liberal, fucking, I don't give, libertarian, whatever, you can't tell me that they motherfuckers doing an hour worth of video for $10. There's no way fucking possible. That motherfucker would have gave up a long time ago, right? But I keep on pushing like it's gonna happen. It's going and it's still gonna happen. Like I say, it's not maybe not gonna happen this year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got to put on the back burner, but it's gonna happen, and I have faith it's going to happen. Maybe I just thought it was gonna happen sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I thought, you know what I'm saying, I'd be able to start making videos and movies and shit like that and be able to create my own and sell my own movies because that's all I needed. So as soon as I get me a camcorder and all that shit, I'll be able to make my own. I ain't got to ask for it. I can sell the movie. I can sell this. I can make the movie. I can sell them a better product. I can sell to more than it's the people on my YouTube. So just let me get a camera. Oh, I was pumped up. So especially last time when I had that talk, people sending money. I'm like, oh, if they keep this up in another month, I'm going to be able to have a camcorder, all that shit. I'm like, man, people, this $5 a month, if you can, that shit happened for 1 week. That shit happened for 1 week. Yeah, 1 week. We done with that shit. That's like, whoa. One week and it's over with. Anyway, I gotta get up off. I've been on here too long. I'm gonna get up off here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I say, hopefully I do another skit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I have to do something. I don't know if I will have the time to do skits if I'm up in these streets trying to do clubs, trying to get a club, trying to promote a club. I can't kill myself because it's only so many things a person can do with their body physically. It's only so many things. Like I rarely get sleep right now doing these videos, right? Cause I mean, look at the time of the content come out, and look how fast I have that shit out with other shit, right? There's no way possible I can do these type of videos and do anything else as far as comedy, job, work. There's no way possible. It's either do these videos and do a little and try to get some donations, or don't do them at all and do something entirely something else. There's no way possible I can put 10 hours, 8 hours. So sometimes that's what these videos takes, 8 hours in a fucking video, and then go to work or go to a comedy show or write a joke or make t-shirts or anything. There's nothing, or go out and sell shirts. There's nothing else I can do if I put all my energy into it. It's humanly possible. I cannot even stretch my body out like that. I'm going to have to miss sleep. I'm going to have to do something. No, I can't do all miss sleep all that shit for $10. Some videos I put on, I don't make no money. Like, damn, you don't get no dollar on the motherfucker. Not a dollar. I don't know, instead of 10 motherfucking hours editing, sitting in the chair, back hurting. Sometimes I gotta go pay for motherfuckers for massages. Do anybody know how I feel to sit in a chair, right? And sit on and look at a computer screen for 10 motherfucking hours a day, editing, wrist on. Oh my God, the shit my body go through for $10. Shit, I got the aches and the pains and all that shit. I gotta sit in the chair and oh my God, for $10. That means my life ain't shit. My life is not shit if I gotta do all that for $10. You might as well end it all, nigga. Like, if that's your life right there, nigga, you might as well end it all. Like, what the fuck is you living for? If I was a weak-minded motherfucker, like, you know what, I can't take it. I get $10, bam! I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna be shit. Blam! You can see motherfuckers go through like, damn, my life ain't shit. my kids complaining. I can't take care of my kids. I can't buy parts of my car. I can't do nothing. I'm doing all this whole shit. You know what? This is all bam! In all this shit. I'm fucking with you. That's what weak-minded people do. When you not from the hood, like the thing about me, and if you ever read the 50 Laws of Power or 40 Laws of Power, you know, a major thing with me is I've lost everything before and gained it back, right? So in any predicament I'm in, or no matter what hole I go in, I always understand I have the ability to get it back, and I've done it before, right? I've been homeless, like I said. I've been all kind of shit, right? And I always bounce back, right? So whatever position I'm in, I always know I'm going to bounce back, and that's what gives me the strength, you know what I'm saying, and the motivation to go on. Because if I didn't bounce back before, I wouldn't know the power in that. You know, so I wouldn't know the power of being a hustler and losing it all. You're not a hustler until you lose it all and get it all back. Then you know you're a hustler until you lost everything and get it all back. Right? So now I'm losing everything right now. Now it's up to me to get it all back, because first I was in YouTube heaven. You know what I'm saying? I was in YouTube heaven. But now I'm losing everything, so it's my job to get it all back. Nobody else's job. You know what I'm saying? It's my job. You know, I mean, it's not my job. I'm talking about the money. You know what I'm saying? I lost all my money. I ain't talking about the content, because I put the content out. You know what I'm saying? I lost money doing YouTube. I lost money basically with the timing and shit like that. So it's up to me to get it all back some kind of way. Anyway, I'm up out of here. I'll talk to y'all in a minuto. I'm out. Thanks for listening.